Hi, this is Josephine Wilkins, and I'm excited to talk with you this week about our video, which is entitled Breakdowns Lead to Breakthroughs. So whenever we're having a real crappy time, it can be real easy to forget how valuable and important these breakdowns are. Why? Every single time we're experiencing a breakdown, it is the cleansing of our field. It is the ego moving more to the background and the spirit moving more to the foreground. Now, I want to give you a plan here to make these easier, because I remember myself being in New York and having an incredibly hard time of life and looking to my teachers and them looking to me and being like, oh, I'm so excited for your heartbreak, and me being like, what are you talking about? And now I'm privileged to witness that again and again in the work that I do. I don't. It can be a little bit antagonizing for me to sit there and go, oh, I'm so excited. But there is a place of appreciation and savoring that I have as a guide when I see people's egos breaking down, because I know the strength and the growth that is on its way. So, what can be valuable though and really important is to have a plan to navigate these times, because it makes it a little bit easier. So, the first step that I think is really important to open up to is that when things are falling apart, if you can remember that this is a process of you growing, evolving, and getting stronger, it's going to be easier. If you can do that through humor, if you can do that through however way possible, even just chanting to yourself, this is me growing, this is me expanding, this is me evolving. And you can let all the emotions release that come around that, because it's not always very comfortable to grow and to expand. And so reminding that to ourselves, just giving ourselves that truth to hold on to, can make it a bit easier, because the truth is that we came down to experience all different types of emotion, the good and the bad. And so when we remember that this is part of our growth and our evolution, it again can make things just a little bit easier to navigate these tough times. Second step, which is really important, which I feel like all the time to myself and to others, is that you really, during these times, more than any other times, need to practice a huge degree of gentleness with yourself. Now, all of us know what it is that we need during times of being gentle with ourselves. Sometimes a lot of us can be very good at extending that love and kindness and gentleness to others. But what's really important is during these times to take that energy and to bring it back to ourselves, bringing that back to us, so that we can really cultivate an easier time, whatever it might be that you need in these moments. Sometimes we can be like, oh, well, I'll get to that self-love or, that self-kindness, when I'm feeling better. It's actually when things are breaking down, that's when you need it the most, to give yourself that real permission to be gentle and kind and loving with yourself. Another third thing to do, which I think is really important, is to remember that it's okay to hide. We live in a world here in the Western world where I'm currently located on the East Coast and just in the United States of America, where we're a very forward culture. There's not a lot of priority or importance placed on the time that is necessary to hide and to go inward. It's okay if you're having a rough day or a rough week or just a rough time to go inward, to retreat, to take some time by yourself, to really demand that you have some space. Because when we are forcing ourselves to go outward, when we're not really ready, things can become even more agitated and more inflamed. And so it begins with giving yourself permission, and always become available to give yourself more space and time to chill and to just slow it down and to hide. The fourth thing, which I think is really important to practice, is something that I call love beats. So we move through our life becoming very familiar with what it is to extend love outwards, right? We have a lover, or we have children, or we have a mother or father, right? We very, very, very frequently are connected into that flow outward. What I want you to experiment with is creating love beats for yourself, where you get that sensation, that wonderful feeling of love going, and then you redirect it back to yourself. And you just again and again, through that feeling and tonality, take moments, chunks of time, 1, 2, 3 seconds throughout the day, where you just allow yourself to move into sending those good feelings back to yourself. If you want to do it once an hour, awesome. You can add in more hugs. That is a wonderful way to get that going. Get 5, 10 hugs a day, not just, little teeny hugs, but get into those big, full-on hugs where you're getting those wonderful hormones released. It can be very powerful. So if you feel like you're disconnected from those feelings of love, get a hug going. Get a wonderful romantic movie going. Just get those wonderful juices flowing. Make love to yourself, whatever it might be, and then allow yourself, make love with your partner. I'm just saying with yourself, because sometimes people say to me, well, I don't have a partner, and that's okay. There's always opportunities to get that love going. So this is very important to honor and to be aware that your goal here is to survive this breakdown. And what helps those moments where it's really tough is opening up to these love beats. Another one of my favorites, number 5, is music. Music is so important. We are vibrational tonalities. And what you want to do to help yourself elevate to better feeling places is to play your favorite songs. And particularly ones that are doing one of two things. You can have songs that assist you in releasing and getting all that sadness and anger out, because that's important to have all of that released from your field. And then there's also songs which I love to have. I highly recommend having a list or a playlist. A playlist is ideal for the crappy days, so that you have that set up, so you know when things get rough, you've got those musics, you have those songs on standby so that you can play them to assist you in raising your tonality. I have written down 6 of my favorite comeback songs, songs that I love, and that I feel are really good at getting these tonalities going. So these are my favorites. Flo Rita's A Good Feeling, Alicia Keys' Superwoman, One Republic's It's Gonna Be a Good Life, the theme song of the movie Chariots of Fire, Rachel Platten's Fight Song, and Queen, We Are the Champions. Number 6, what's really important is to look to people around you who inspire you. When we're having a breakdown, it can be very, very easy to forget that it will pass. And so it can remind us of how strong we're becoming is to look at the people around you who have had breakdowns as well, who know that breakdowns lead to breakthroughs, that strength, evolution, a real sense of grounding and a greater learning is what the gold mine is at the other end of this breakdown. And so when you look to the people around you, they can be very inspiring, very uplifting during these times. Just in the last week, I have been so inspired by this client that I've been working with for about 9 years. Just in this last year, she has had a devastating heartbreak. Really, really, really devastating. And it's been with somebody who, she didn't necessarily think it was something she should have had a heartbreak over, but it's been absolutely devastating for her. I've been a privileged support person for her. I've been very grateful to be there for her, to really witness the breaking down that's happening. On an intellectual level, she knew that it was important for her to love and respect herself. She knew that that would eventually translate into creating a greater sense of self-esteem and a greater sense of self-love. But what's been really, really inspiring for me is to watch her now re-enter the dating field and to see how much she has integrated this intellectual concept of how important it is to love and respect herself. But just the fact that she has survived such a devastating heartbreak, it has given her this sense of self-confidence and self-esteem that I have never seen before within her, which I am so honored and privileged to witness. So remember that this breakdown is the gold that allows you to really open up to greater strength, greater possibility, greater connectivity into source energy, greater abundance, greater knowing, greater support. So I hope that this plan, I'm setting the intention that this plan is what helps you in the moments when you really, really need it. What also can be really important is to watch a video of mine or to watch a video of somebody else just to help shift you, get you in that mindset that there is an end to this. And at the end of it, you will be stronger, more vital, and more awake and aware as you open up to the breakthrough of whatever the gift and the blessing is of this breakdown. May these tips and tools assist you instantly. May they allow you in this moment to become more inspired, more comforted, and more relieved. I am sending huge love your way. Namaste.